Hello, and welcome to Pacific Northwest Crafter Flosstube episode number 21. My name is Crystal, and this is my channel where I talk about what I've been crafting for the last couple of weeks. Mostly cross-stitching, but a few other crafts, and I have jumped into the fall craft mood. I am working on a variety of crafts lately, enjoying all of it, but I have a lot of a variety to show you today. And so let's get into it. I have just a little bit of what I've been up to, and then what we're going to talk about. So been busy at work a bit, so I haven't been keeping up as much with my Flosstube people that I watch and like to watch and get ideas inspired by, but I have at the same time been crafting a lot, doing a little bit here and a little bit there, bits and pieces of different crafts. So I'm enjoying all the fall weather. It's getting all nice and cool, but still nice enough right now that I can sit on my patio, so I'm enjoying that and stitching some when I can. Let's see, what did I do? The last time that I was here, it was right before Harvest Moon, so I did do Harvest Moon, the online retreat that's hosted by Lindy Stitches. Had a wonderful time. Took a great class by Carrie with Tiger Lily Designs. Learned some new techniques with the English paper piecing on the project bag and love that. I did some speed dating, sat in a lot of the Stitchy rooms and chatted with people, got to meet some new people, so that was great. Always a good time at the online retreats that Lindy Stitches hosts, and I am looking forward to Jingle Ball, which is the weekend right after. So it's not the weekend right after Thanksgiving, it's that next weekend. So the first weekend in December. So classes are posted. Most of the classes are posted on Lindy Stitches website. She has go there for more information on it. I know I'm marking down some of the classes that I want to take and jump on that. I think tickets go on sale October 17th, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a fun way to meet new people, take some classes in cross stitching, and I enjoy it every time that I do it. And I'm looking for it again this year. I think I already took time off for vacation for 2027 for Jingle Ball. And my little co-host here is Timber. He's wanting to can't decide if he wants to stay with me or jump down on it. So let's see what else. Went to a pumpkin patch, so I had some fun doing that. Picked out some fall decor for my patio. Then I had a nice Stitchy time chat with my friends. Met over some Facebook Messenger. There's a video option, which works out great for us. So we did that and had a great time with that. So yeah, I have a few finishes and a few starts. No FFOs quite yet. I have a lot that are almost done, but that's some plans that we'll talk about later. But I'll show you what I've been cross stitching, and we'll go into a little bit of haul, and then we'll go into, I've been doing sewing, I've been doing knitting, and I did some other crafts, so I'll go into that and plans at the end. So I'll let you know when we hit that. So if you're only here for cross stitching, you can tune me out for the rest of it. All right, so what have I finished? I have 3 finishes. The first up, I finished while I was at Harvest Moon because I have learned my lesson, and I set myself up to do fill-in at these things because I can't stitch and count. I can barely stitch and fill in. I like to chat a lot, so I know this about me, and it's okay. But I did finish Tomato Hill by Plum Street Sampler, and I'm sorry if the lighting's bad. My overhead light went out, and the only bulb I had is this one, which is awfully darn fluorescently bright, and I'm not liking it in this room, but we'll do what we can with it now. But Tomato Hill by Plum Street Samplers, and you'll notice that on here there's a tiny little cat, and I think it was the Tattooed Stitcher I was watching and a couple others on Instagram that they switched it out on the cat, and I did the same. I love dogs. I'm a very big dog person, as you'll see coming up. Cats, overly too much. Plus this cat had a lot of 1/1 stitching, which is not my friend, so I switched it up to a tomato. So this is 32 count Cafe au Lait by Fiber on a Whim. Love the color. And I did use all the called for floss. And what I did is I just took one of these pumpkins, or they kind of look like pumpkins. I'm very in the pumpkin mood. But these are tomatoes. So I took one of these tomatoes and I just replicated it down here. And I loved how it turned out. It's a cute little stitch. So I'll probably be making this into a pillow for at some point in the near future, hopefully. So that was one of the finishes. Then it's all Halloween and fall. I worked on Halloween Cauldron. Again, had this all set up for some fill in. I got all of this other part done and just had the kettle to fill in when I had my little chat with friends, and I finished it up. And here we are. So this one, let me move it to this side, is on 32 count vintage Stormy Night. And it's using all the called for DMC. This was part of Primrose Cottage's Halloween sip and stitch. Oh, there's a thread. Oops, sorry. Got distracted by a thread. Primrose Cottage had a sip and stitch that was Halloween themed last year in 2024 that I got, and this was part of it. It's so darn cute. So there's that one. And then the next one is a start and finish. It stitched up really quick. It only took me maybe 2 to 3 nights. No, probably 3 nights, I think it was. But I want to stitch all of them that are in the Brindle Juvet with the needle and thread, Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. There's these 3, plus these 2, and then the 6th one is inside here. Nope. That's another one. So I decided to do the one that had the most, it seemed like it had the most stitching in it first. And I worked on the Ghost and Goblins piece. And you notice this one that the ghost is very prominent on the fabric. My ghost is not. And I'm okay with that, as you'll see. Let me see. What is it stitched upon? Okay, so the called for is 40 count Brenda's Brew linen by R&R. I do not have Brenda's Brew. And I saw Nicole Spohr, she used Winter Brew, which I do have. And so I stitched this on 40 count Winter Brew. And I think it's just adorable. See, and it kind of depends on the light. So see, you can see the ghost really well. Can you see the ghost? So, not so much. But I kind of like that because a ghost is supposed to be ghosty. So I think it's adorable and cute. And it was really a quick stitch. This is the first time I'm using R&R fabric. Kind of learned my lesson, and you don't want to really get this one wet. I usually kind of like mist it with water and then I iron it to get all the wrinkles out. And this one ended up with like a little bit of splotches here and there. So if you have R&R and you haven't used it before, be careful and use water sparingly on it. But it turned out to be a cute little stitch, and I can't wait to start another one of those. And all of them I'm keeping in my lovely project bag I made that from the Harvest Moon, and I got the kit from Carrie, and yeah, I love this little chenille that came around that you used to put around the little piece in the middle, and I want to get some in red and make some Christmas ones. That's on the plans. And my plan list is extremely growing larger and larger. As is everyone's, I am sure. 'Tis the season, it seems. All right. Then I had a couple other starts. I started during Harvest Moon. I worked on Autumn Quilt by Primrose Cottage. And this one I had kit up last year, and I just didn't get time to it, so I wanted to start on it. And it's simple and repetitive enough that I can work on it and talk at the same time. So this one I am stitching. Is it the call for? I think it is. Yeah, 28 count. Well, the call for is 28 count light taupe. I'm using 28 count taupe. And I am the wrong side for you to see it. Sorry. I am using all the called for. And it's just 2 colors. It's Weeks Dye Works Bright Leaf for this kind of golden color, and then is it Classic Colorworks Double in Bay for the blue. And it's stitching up quick. I think I did that in maybe, that's all in 2 nights. So maybe 3 more nights and it's done. And I can stitch that one up into a pillow. And I'm keeping this one in another project bag I made from, I made this one from a kit that Terry Lily Designs did last year. And it's cute little patchwork. The next piece I started on the first day of fall. So this year I am working on the first, within the season. So I started on the first day of the season, and my goal is to finish it by the last, to finish it, not FFO necessarily, but to finish it by the last day of the season. And it is Be Ye Thankful by Brenda Gervais with the needle and thread. So she has a bunch, or she has 4 pillows that are kind of in the similar designs. They have simple words and a seasonal design. So I have stitched "'Tis Spring," and I've stitched, oh, what was the summer one? The summer one was kind of patriotic. And now I can't remember what it says. It's in one of my past Flosstubes. But there's this one. And then the winter one's going to be good. It's something good cheer. I have the pattern. I need to kit it up. But I'm stitching that. And I am using, oops, there goes the needle, 40 count Country Mocha, vintage Country Mocha. And that's how far I got. And that's just one night. So I got pretty far for just one night. And I love these little pillows, so looking forward to working on that some more this fall. And that one, I'm showing all my bags today. I am keeping in this great little bag that I got from Como Stitches, who I saw has her own website now, so congratulations on that. But I love this bag. Cute flowers. The next one I started, oh, did I do that? Yeah, so the next one was my October 1st start. I've been wanting to stitch this one for a long time, and I finally started it, and it is Nettle by Stacy Nash. It is one of her many animal crackers, and I really wanted to stitch this one up, so I did. I started it, and I'm stitching it on 40 count Tin Roof by Weeks Dye Works, using all the call for floss so far. So this has just been working on it the last 2 nights. I got most of the rabbit head done, except I got the ears and this ear and all the way over to here, and it wasn't matching up because I had this one I had down to here, so it wasn't matching up. So it was late, and I put it away. I found out I had a frog all the way back to over here. So that was a restitch last night, and then I got all of that done last night though too. So let's see if we can close. Again, using all call for floss right now. Loving how it's turning out on that one. So that will be a cute little stitch. And that made this cute little bag from the leftover fabric from my quilt. Or actually I bought some extra because it's just adorable fabric. And I made this little simple project bag to keep one of my Halloween stitches in it, and Nettle won the race to get into that bag. Then I worked on a couple more pieces. I kept on working on Salem Sisters Stitchery by Primrose Cottage. This one is working up really quick, so I'm loving it. And let's see here. This one is on 32 count vintage Country Mocha, using all the call for overdrive floss. So I filled in all the sisters, and I got 2 spools. I got this done. All I have really, and I put in the roses, and I started working on the pumpkin. I'll work on some of the pumpkin, and then I'll work on some of the other part. Then I'll go back to the pumpkin, and I'll work on some of the others. So that way I'm not doing all the fall fill in, and it keeps me motivated. But yeah, I don't have much left to do. There's like a pair of scissors here and here to fill in those two, that spool and that spool and that spool, and then fill in the pumpkin, and then just all the 1/1 words and a little smear across it. So that one I'm hoping to get finished soon, and then fully finished, so I can put it up with the rest of my Halloween decor. And that one I'm keeping in this other great bag that I made myself, just using some cute little Halloween fabric. And this charm that came in from Primrose Cottage. So there's that one. And then the last piece that I worked a little bit on, I worked about 2 nights. I still want to say 2 nights it was. I got back out The Pumpkin House by Hello from Liz Matthews. So this one, I've seen a lot of people working on it, and I love the idea of the 2 tones of fabric. I have this one. There is a beach house with the ocean in the bottom that I'm working on. I think those are the only 2 that I have of this. I want to say there's a 3rd one, but oh yes, the spring house, that one. That's the other one I have that I started. So when I stopped last season, I'd gotten a lot of the border done. Like I got one side and the top. There's some filling up there that I haven't gotten. I had the crow, a couple of stars in the moon, and I had started on the roof of the house. That's about it. But now I did some of the windows, and I started working on some of the house bits. So I have this little bit and this, and I got that little, and the pumpkins down here. So I'm using all the call for DMC at this point, and I'm stitching this on 36 count Midnight Ride by XJU Design. The bottom part, I didn't work on it, so I'm not going to show it to you now. Or do you want? I'll show it to you. I haven't showed it in a while since my whip parade, I think. Let me get that piece out. That one I'm stitching on 36 count Grandpa's Sleeve by XJU Design. So this one is where I left off last fall season. Hold on a second. I just love it on Grandpa's Sleeve. Woo! They don't want not enough hands. And I think they'll look so great together. So can't wait to work on that one some more. And I have so many other Halloween ones that I want to work on. For fall stitches as well. There's some that are like, oh, I want to start these, and I'm pointing over there because that's where my kitted up projects are. And then there's some that are like, oh, there's all those that I want to finish. And there's a few of them that are so close to finishing. I just need a couple nights and I'll have it done, and I can then put FFO it and put it out with my display. So yeah, that's what I've been cross stitching the last couple of weeks. Let's see. And again, if you have any questions about what I stitched, oh, I didn't say it. I forget to say this. If it's 28 or 32 count, I stitch 2/2 because I only stitch on linen or lugana. I did stitch on Ada back in the day, but I only have like one lingering piece that I have not touched in over a decade and a half, I think, that is on Ada that I really do need to get out one of these days and finish it. But I stitch on linen or lugana. If it's 28 count or 32 count, I stitch 2/2, and if it's 36 or 40, I stitch 1/2 for the most part. And if it's different, yeah, none of those were different. So that's on those. And yeah, I think I told you all the fabrics. And at the end, when this is loading up is when I type up my notes, and then once it's loaded, it's way easier for me to just put that in to the notes section. That'll put everything that I've showed you, as well as what the fabric I stitched upon, as well as the flosses that I've used. And if there's anything that I missed, or if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment. I'd love to hear if you're working on any things that I'm working on, or if you want to stitch on some of these. I know I watch other people's floss tubes, I get inspired and I'm like, oh, I want to stitch that one too. And oh, what fabric do they use? I want to look at that fabric too and see if I have it in my stash. So love to hear that from other people and hear what you're working on this fall season. But let's see, what else do we have on the agenda? I have some haul. I have a little bit of Stitchy haul to a little bit of Stitchy haul to show you, and then some other crafts. So first up is some Stitchy kindness that I received from a friend. It was a surprise I got in the mail the other day, and she didn't say if I could say her name or not, so I won't say it, but okay, that's not gonna work. I got this cute needle minder that she made, and it's fabric, and then she just has a magnet on the back, and it's so adorably cute. It goes great with all my Halloween stuff, which I cannot wait to get out. I have I should post it on Instagram. It's not quite done yet, but I made a Haunted Mansion Stitchy box out of one of those jewelry cases last year, and so I packed it away for this season, so I'm excited to get that one out and add to it. I know I do need to add something to the top of it still, so maybe I'll do that this weekend too. You'll hear later in plans that my weekend list of things to do is I need like 5 days of my weekend to get it all done, I think. But ambitious plans. Let's talk about what else I got though in the mail. I got the Primrose Cottage Sip and Stitch that was fall themed, and that got released, and I got it. I loved everything in it. I haven't watched their Flosstube this last week that they posted, but I briefly like scrolled through it, and it didn't look like they showed it yet, so I don't want to show it to you in case there's somebody that's still waiting for their Sip and Stitch. Just in case, I'm gonna hold off on that, but I did love everything in it. We got 3 patterns, we got some great notions. Love the drinking vessel, or I used it. So yeah, that was a fabulous little gift in the mail. And then I also got my fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me. I am in their neutral club, and this is month 3 that I've been in, and I get the neutral and 36 count, and this time it was it Antique Market? Yes, Antique Market. And it's just great modeling. And I don't know if she plans this or not, but usually, see how this side is really modeled, and then this side, not so much. So you can kind of pick and choose what side you want to use, if you want a lot of modeling or not so much modeling, the dark areas. And it seems that to me at least, the pieces that I've gotten all seem to be that way. So I don't know if she plans it that way or I just happen to get those pieces, but I am loving all those. All the fabrics I've gotten so far. I do have a project that I want to start that will use one of the last 2, I think. One of them is called Hayride. I'm a sucker for a name as well. So Hayride means like I have to use it for a fall stitch, of course. So, Antique Market. That sounds like a sampler should be on it. I do judge a book by its cover sometimes. And I do judge floss and fabric by their names. So if you have a cute name, I will fall for it. And that is especially in yarn, as that's coming up too. And you'll see. All right. So that is it though for the Stitchy. And there's a lovely little moth that's flying somewhere. I don't see it, but I can see it on the screen. That's all the Stitchy mail or Stitchy haul that I have. I do have some sewing. I have some knitting items. I have some other crafting that I'll talk about, and then plans. So stick around if I hear about that. But if you don't, you're just here for the cross stitching. I get it, and hope to see you back soon. All right. Sorry, it is Friday evening that I'm filming this because I wanted to film it so that way I can put everything away as much as possible and be ready to go crafting this weekend. But let's see here. What did I get in regards to sewing? I did get my quilt back from the long armor. This is the first time that I used a long armor. I learned many lessons in using that. I'm not overly happy with the way it turned out, and so we're just gonna leave it there, but I learned my lessons, and we'll move on. Love the fabric, can't wait to bind it and use it this season, Halloween season, because I love that cute fabric. It's adorable. And I did a pretty good job in piecing it all together, and it's actually like lines up and such. It is, the more you do it, the more you get better at things. So that, I'm happy about that. And I got a lot of quilt pieces and to sew in the mail that I'll have even more practice. One of them is I signed up way back in like April, maybe way ago. I signed up, pre-ordered the quilt kit for Puppy Chow by Sweetwater Fabrics, and so it came out. This is using their new line Lucky, which has all these adorable cute little dogs on it, and this had little dogs on it, and I thought it was adorable. And Timber is half dachshund, half terrier, and it's kind of looked like a long little dog, so I had to get it. I'm a sucker for dogs too. Now, did I really pay attention to when I bought this that each of these little dogs is embroidered and the little pieces around the flower embroidered? No. Is that going to take me longer? Yes. But it'll be fun. It'll be cute and adorable when I get it done. And the stitch kit, or the sewing kit, came with the pattern as well as the fabric for the front. So it uses, it all came in this great canvas bag. And you use a layer cake of Lucky. So all the Lucky fabric. As well as a charm pack of the fabric. And I'm hoping I have leftovers to make a crumb bag. That'll be cute. Or maybe make something for Timber. Well, she'll see it. And then some fabric for the binding and their ears, as well as the pieces to stitch the dogs on, as well as the flowers. So that kit I have all ready to sew up. And it will join my pile of kits to sew up. And oh my gosh, what? I cannot see the bugs that are flying in front of me, but I'm seeing them on the screen. So I do not know what to tell you about that. Next step. I am also doing I'm starting this weekend. Carrie with Tiger Lily Designs is doing through her Patreon, which is only $5 a month. So I'm signed up for her Patreon. And she is doing a churn dash quilt along. So this is my first quilt along that I'm going to do, like official. I mean, I did a primrose quilt along, but it was more of a mystery quilt. That was a mystery one. This is a quilt along with other people. Allegedly, I'll have a quilt all done in 4 weeks. Allegedly. We shall see. But I picked some fabric that I just love. It is Hello Fall Days by Riley Blake Designs. And it's all this gorgeous, just blues, and then some maroons and golds and orange and these greens. And the way Carrie kind of crafted it up was that you use that quarter shop and you use 10 of a dark one color and 10 of a different color, and then you mix and match it. So her example has blues and creams. So 10 blocks, 10 fat quarters of blue, 10 fat quarters of cream colors, and mix and match them and go. I couldn't find a fat quarter that had enough of each of them that I liked. So I got this one. I haven't quite decided yet. Either I'm going to use a lot of the creams and maybe the gold, and then use the contrasting color be the blues and the maroon and the green. Or I'm going to pick 10 of these colors that I really like, and then use the same neutral background for all of them with one of these prints. And then I got this to be the binding, and this to be the back, which I just love. I love fall colors. Love those. And I got all of that from Fat Quarter Shop, and they were great in sending it to me right away. And then it uses this, what is this? Block lock. That's 4.5 inch block lock. Haven't used one of these before, so this will be new and interesting. So that is what I'm starting tomorrow. Gonna cut out the pieces and make some blocks tomorrow. That is on the agenda for this weekend. And then and another one. I am part of the Westwood Acres Tiny Piecers Club. I can't say that one. Tiny Piecers Club is a quarter club. They started it last July, and I got one, and I got these really cute, all these really fun fabrics to make these little tiny flag pin cushions. I've only made one of them, but there was a pattern for making 5 of them. It was great. Loved all of it. Loved doing that. It just kind of came late in the season, and I was out of the patriotic mood by the time that it came. But this one, this season, it is this Autumn Adventures pillow. It is a 16 by 16. Is it 16? Yeah, 16 square pillow. And they send you a pattern, and then they send you the fabric for it. Well, so they sent me the backing fabric as well as the zipper. And then they send you all the other fabrics to go with it. So in this case, there's some low volumes, and I can't flip through all of it. And then some fall colors as well. So this will be a cute, fun project to work on this fall. And that's it for all my sewing projects. Then, yes, there's more. I also did some knitting. I got some haul as well as started a new knitting project. So I, again, sucker for a name. And I am a huge Disney fan. So I, of course, love Magic Land Yarn. She has some great colors and everything. And her customer service is phenomenal. She had a new line that for this holiday season, for Halloween season and such, and she did the pre-orders, and then there's like maybe one or two that like it was more in like the Surrey kind of fine hair, I think, yarn that she had available. But I was like, oh no, I didn't get this one. I was and then I was seeing everybody had it, and I was seeing all the pieces stitched for it. I'm like, oh, I miss out. So I just sent her a message like, hey, do you have it? And she did. And she sent it out the same day. So this one is Spooky Season with Spiders. Oh, there was a spooky season without the little speckles in it, and I just like the speckles. And it's just these yummy, here, let me see if you can see it better. Yummy oranges and pinks and light pinks, and it's just, it also matches Disney's coloring for this season. If you've seen the cute little ghost and everything, and in less than 3 weeks I'll be in Disneyland, so I'm happy about that. So I had to have it, and I got it in the princess sock, so I'm going to be making a pair of socks. Will I have those ready to wear on my trip? Who knows? Probably not. But before I got that, I had to start a hat that I've been wanting to start for a while, but just haven't had a chance to. So last year I had gotten, and she still has this one available, I think, on her website. This one is Room for One More. So again, that's not right. There we go. Room for One More. And is the Dreamy DK. And this is what it looks like. And so the other day I started making the Oslo Hue hat from Petite Knits. And so this one, it's just knit. That's all it is. You knit, and then you fold it over, you make a brim, and you knit some more. And this is coming up quickly, knitting in the round. So that's how far I am so far. I started the other day, and I work on this in between. It's a good thing to have, like during lunch hour at work, and that way I can just work on this a little bit and then put it. You can stop easily during midpoint and pick back up, and you can see it very well without a light for like you do for cross stitching, or at least I do for cross stitching. So loving that. And then I had, what else did I craft this week? So I had a diamond art fall piece that has been in my cupboard to work on. So I started that because I want to get finished so I can use it and put it up. And that was just something I could do one night in front of the TV for a little bit. And then I also made a fall sign for my porch. That one I don't have here to show you, but if you check out my Instagram, which is crystal_PNW crafter, and it will be posted in the notes after the video loads, and I did a fall sign. I saw Sherry Moss had a cute sign that she got, and I was like, oh, where'd you get that? And of course, someplace that is not available to me over in the Oregon, where she is way over on the other side of the country. But I'm like, you know what? I think I could do that. So I went to Hobby Lobby, and it was really easy. They had, and it was one trip instead of going to Home Depot, which is where I was going to go, but they had just a tall, maybe 4-foot plank of wood that I stained, and then I got some 6-inch letters, and I painted those, and I painted FLL, and then for the A, I got, it's here. They had this garland with all these wood pieces on it. Boom! I just took one of them was this leaf. I took the leaf off and painted it and put that in the place of the A. And now I have all these other wood pieces that I can paint and decorate for. And then I just took some ribbon and I wrapped it around the top and stapled it on one side. So that way I can kind of remove it from each of it, because I want to make something for Christmas on the other side. Oh, and then I just sprayed it polyurethane, and it looks cute on my porch with the pumpkins. And that is a good idea too, because just in case you're looking for it, if you can't find the wooden pieces, look out for other pieces. Like Michael's had, I was looking for some bats, and Michael's had this like little bat hanging thing that was just these wood pieces. I just took the bats off. I mean, you have little holes on the back, but if you're just gonna like stick it on something or just lay it in there, you just paint the one side. This one looks like Batman. So yeah, it's a great idea. And that is it. That's all the crafting I've been doing these past 2 weeks. Like I said, I have tons of plans for the weekend. I want to FFO some items that are so close to being done. I just gotta sit down and actually dedicate some time to fully finishing them so I can add them to my Halloween decor. I want to decorate for Halloween this weekend. I have a lot of pumpkins out and such for fall, but I want to put out all the Halloween stuff. And then I want to definitely work and get progress done on my churn dash quilt, and so I'm not behind on that quilt along. Let's see. I probably want to start a pair of socks knitting wise. We'll see. And yeah. And then just keep on working on my stitch projects, and especially those that are just close to being finished, so I can fully finish them and decorate with them. And so I'm about to have a coughing fit, I feel. So that is all I have. And so yeah. So thank you for watching. If there's anything that you're working on or you have questions, please drop me a comment, either here or on Instagram. I love chatting with those that are watching and learning what other people are stitching. So please, yeah. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. And I hope you come back for another video. And thank you for watching. Thank you again for those that are new. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye.